Hi guys, so I have another video for you, and the video is Ardha Mukha Vrikshasana handstand. And I'm going to show you Ekapada Ardha Mukha Vrikshasana, which is just one leg kick into handstand. So when we think about handstand, I want you to think all of that work from the other videos you've seen of tabletop, cat-cow, you know, really drawing the belly in and drawing the energy up the arms. Now, your actual handstand itself is a hybrid between down dog and plank pose. So it's going to be a little bit shorter than downward facing dog, and this is so that you can get your shoulders right over your wrist. That's important. If you jump from back here, you're not going to make it into handstand, and it can be very, very challenging, especially if you're new to the practice. Think about getting bone stacked on top of bone. Shoulders over the wrist. Now this is where I start to draw the energy up my outer arms and lift the energy up my inner arms. That's important, and I do that by pressing down through my thumb and index and getting the shoulder blades on the back. Now I can go too far with that. I can round, and I don't want to round because when I go into handstand, I want to make sure that there's enough space for my diaphragm and my heart, and yet at the same time find that containment by pulling the front ribs in. They're my upper abs, rooting the tail and exploring my lower abs. Okay, so as I step in, whichever leg is going up tends to go out, and I want you to think that in your hip socket there is no rotation, so the toes are pointing straight down. It is a strong plank leg. As the shoulders go over the wrist, ball of the standing leg, and as that hip pins into the midline, it's as if my two glutes want to have a conversation with each other. They're firming in. Now as I look forward, I pick up the lower belly, and I just explore shifting the weight. And then from there, this left knee can draw in, tailbone roots. Right leg stays in plank, hasn't shifted. Then the left leg goes up when I feel like, okay, I'm stacking, shoulders over wrist, lifting through my arms, lengthening through my heels. Now for actual handstand, if you are freestanding, I think it's a lot easier to point. That's to point and flex. And as you work here, you're working front leg and back leg. As you lower out, you want to think lower belly contained, sides of the abdomen rising, tailbone lengthening. Keep planking your arms for as long as you can. And you lower. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take a fold. Maybe feet hips distance apart. And shake it out. No stress around the neck, releasing any tension. And if you might want to just take a little wrist stretch, you can do it this way, or Padahastasana. Walk your toes right up to the creases of your wrist, inhale and exhale, fold. So this is obviously a variation for someone who has a handstand practice at the wall and just wants to move into the center of the room. If you're someone whose elbows splay a lot, meaning they just go out, you've got to put a strap just above your elbows. And that's going to make it a lot easier to work the triceps and to draw your arms into the back and connect with your back muscles. Okay, hope that was useful.